Hello, everybody, and welcome to another season of Survivor. This is episode 1 in season 33, Millennials versus Gen X. We're so excited to have you guys, and we have so much to talk about, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we got a new theme song.
Apparently, to this season.
Don't they normally have the same theme song though? Like this one seems
I'm
a little
sure
different.
This is it, but there's like an extra groove
It's all
to it.
island, it all sounds similar.
I'm into it.
I'm into it too. You guys, welcome to Survivor season 33. This is Millennials versus Gen X, something we've never had before, brand new. We're so excited that you guys are here with us. We have some new people on the panel that we want to introduce, so I'm gonna go ahead and you can start.
Although, no, ladies first.
All right, ladies first. Go
Even
for
though
it.
you didn't give me my chair. Hello, guys. Domonique Price. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DomoniqueP_ESQ.
Ooh,
Thank you.
ESQ. Michael Clouse, you can follow me on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV, on Instagram at The Only MC.
All right.
My Snapchat's on there if you want to see what I do on a daily basis.
Oh, you're so
Some
fancy with the
things.
Snapchat
He's
game.
the only MC for real though.
The only
right.
MC. If the other day you would have seen me going to Krispy Kreme dressed like a pirate because it was Talk Like a Pirate Day, and I got a free dozen donuts by dressing up like a pirate.
That's
something I think the only MC would do.
That hey.
And,
random.
And hey guys, I'm Paige Bonanno, back again. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paige Bonanno. Yaku's not gonna be here this time, but Michael Rippey's gonna be with us. He's just not here today. He's traveling, so he'll be with us next week. So yeah, we're so excited to have you guys. And Dominique is a huge Survivor fan.
Yes.
Huge.
Yeah.
What do you love so much about Survivor?
Everything, the gaming,
Yeah.
the actual challenges. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, it is great. We love Survivor.
I mean, it literally tests every single part of you, like physically, emotionally. I think people break down spiritually. So
Yeah. Oh.
I'm excited for this season.
and we were talking about, you know, last season I was like so gung ho. I'm like, I'm going to apply for Survivor. I'm going to go on it. And then Dominique's thinking the same thing.
you guys.
And then
We'll
you
see,
watched
we'll see.
and then you watched the cyclone come in tonight,
And then I'm
right?
like,
and you were like,
That's the thing. I'm always like, oh, I want to go on Survivor. And then I see cyclones and I see all this weather happening. I'm like,
Man.
I would not survive. I would not survive. But anyways, I guess we should just jump right into the episode. We'll kind of start this season right now on episode 1, just kind of going through the characters a little bit, seeing their strengths and weaknesses, the differences between Gen X and Millennials.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm curious to know who everyone is like picking off bat. What generation are you going with?
I was gonna
Don't be
say,
biased
yeah.
just because you're a millennial.
Right. Yeah.
I see myself as a Gen X.
You do.
Really?
I think, I mean, I was raised, I feel, in like a small town. It was very much like a Gen X town. I wasn't raised in a big city. I was raised in a town of 1,200 people.
Okay.
Yeah, central Wisconsin, very small.
You're from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Yes.
Wait, where?
Marshfield, right in the
Are
center.
you
You
serious?
guys are way too excited about it.
I'm from Kenosha.
I wish we could have said that to each other, but you took the seat.
Oh my God, I didn't know this. Let's talk after. Okay, we
Yes.
won't bore you guys with the Wisconsin stuff.
But
If you're
so-
from Wisconsin, let us know.
So Gen X, I feel like it's very much like a laid back, like had to work hard growing up, and like parents instilled those like
1,200
values and stuff.
people?
1,200
In the whole town?
No stoplights.
I went to high school with 1,200 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
I went.
15 to be exact.
Wow, and no stoplights.
Yeah, mine was about probably maybe
one grocery
more than
store.
that even. We had like 500 per grade or something
Yeah.
like that, or 800 per
Yeah.
grade. It's something crazy. My hometown's like 100,000.
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
Kenosha's bigger.
Okay, are you guys
Okay.
so interested in this? Is this?
Yeah.
it's
Sorry.
great.
Off topic.
Off topic. Anyways, so yeah, I mean,
What are you guys?
Yeah, what are you voting for, Gen X or Millennials?
Right now, I think I'm a little torn because I'm in love with Ken. So, I mean, if I was there, I'd, feel like I need to be.
My heart's pumping just thinking about Ken. When we saw him on the screen every time, we were like,
we both
"Ooh."
looked at each other like, what's his Twitter? What's his Instagram? Can I follow him?
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
I mean,
but
yeah.
I'm really kind of disappointed in the millennials because they're not working as hard or taking the game as serious as I personally would if I was there. But that may be because I'm a super fan and I'd be like, okay, let's build this. Let's get this fire going. So I'm kind of torn right now.
The thing
Ask
is,
me next week.
yeah, the thing is too is I feel like they got the most millennial type of people they could have found. Like,
yeah.
obviously,
The
but
gamer.
The YouTube, yeah.
the
YouTube
bros, Kappa Kappa
the
Survivor.
high school student.
Yeah.
He's 18.
First ever high school
He's
student
not
on
going to
Survivor.
prom.
Is it the first ever high school student?
That's what they say, yeah. First ever high school
gosh.
student. He
Yeah,
actually,
he's 18.
Fresh 18.
Yeah, they're like, did you graduate from high school? He's like, no, I actually took a break from high school to come here.
I wonder what compelled them to get him to go on it. Like, was he just the youngest person that applied, or was there something so great about him?
That,
He didn't seem very riveting to me.
He didn't. I really think they were looking for someone in high school.
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, when you think about the differences between Gen X and Millennials, between the people that we have, the youngest person we have on Gen X is 33, and one of the oldest people we have. Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the oldest people we have is 31. So there's only a 2-year difference between the youngest and the oldest person on either tribe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going down the jobs for the Millennials, real estate agent, vacation club sales, homeless shelter manager, bartender, missionary recruiter, high school student, barista, snowboard instructor, gamer, and asset manager. All very like millennial
Right.
jobs.
And then
Very millennial.
do you want to go through Gen X?
We'll go through Gen X of dietitian,
Okay.
model for Ken,
Hey, that's kind of a millennial type job.
trial
But
lawyer.
he's the youngest one.
He is the
Trial
youngest one.
lawyer, assistant district attorney, recruiting director, insurance adjuster, television writer, boat mechanic,
Yep.
youth pastor, and police sergeant.
Police
Very
sergeant.
Much, I would want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett Lavelle.
Yeah.
So like very much even just the jobs that they picked.
It's interesting because I felt myself identifying more with Zeke.
Yeah.
Just because
Yes.
he's that middle,
He's-
that bridge.
he sees himself as an old man.
he sees himself a little bit older, but he definitely falls in the category of being a millennial. He definitely, takes charge, gets everyone to kind of make the shelter. And I feel like that would be my role if I was there playing
Yeah,
this
and
season.
he did say, he's like, oh, I'm playing this game with all these kids and everything, and like he's around the same age, but he doesn't identify as much with them.
Do you guys have one of those friends who is like an old man
Old soul?
friend? Yeah. You do? Oh, you are that?
So I do have a friend.
I'm seriously
You,
sitting
like,
here drinking tea.
Uh,
My bedtime is at 9:30.
Oh shit, you're gonna be late. Uh-oh.
Come
That's
this
so
way.
funny.
Totally me.
Yeah, I would be definitely like more millennials, but I still found myself rooting for the Gen X's. Like at the end, I was like, oh, I really hope, when they were in the immunity challenge, I was like, I really hope that Gen X's win.
Right.
But I don't know, some of the people on millennials are just a little too bro-y. But I mean,
I feel like I just hope that they don't give our entire generation a bad name.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what
Exactly.
as I was watching it, I was just like, okay, guys, get out the water. Go,
Right.
go make a shelter.
Build
the
a
rain
shelter.
is coming.
Why
Get
you,
out.
no,
Like,
don't swim. Why
don't-
you don't need
what?
to do that right now?
Right. So millennials are anybody that was born from the end of the
so we
80s
have
to 2000.
1984 to 97.
Okay.
And then for Generation X, we have, it starts at 63.
To 84.
To 84,
83.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they really maxed out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
the
both
ages.
ends.
Like, yeah.
Well, I looked at it because I was like, okay, well, me and my dad could have played this and been on two opposite, ends of the spectrum here, and I would have had a blast.
Oh, so he would
Beating him.
have still been in Gen X and you would have been in millennials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my dad wouldn't have because he was like 54, I think.
Yeah.
Just
mine
missed
is-
the cutoff.
Just missed the cutoff.
Yeah, my
damn.
dad's exactly
I've been begging
52.
him to go on Survivor too, but okay, cool. So on the millennials we have Jess, who's Figgy, they call her.
Yes.
Hannah,
Oh, she's in the Pretty Girl Squad.
yeah, Pretty Girl Squad.
Yeah.
Pretty Girl Rock.
They're just a very millennial thing.
So we got
The
Figgy,
clique.
yeah, Figgy, Hannah, Jay, Mary or Mari.
Mari.
Okay.
The YouTube video girl.
Yep.
Gamer.
Michaela, Zeke, Taylor, Michelle, Adam, and Will.
Yes.
So we see right away, Jess and Taylor and Jay form an alliance. They're like the squad.
Yeah.
And then we kind of have Michelle also in there a little bit.
Namaste.
Namaste. Right.
I like that they're calling her
But then
Namaste.
there's like a reverse group that sees that clique
Mm-hmm.
forming and is like, whoa, need to just disband that right away,
Right.
led by Mari.
Led by Mari and
Mari, Hannah, and she
Hannah.
kind of talks with Michaela
So I
as
want
well.
to make a quick side note. The live chat, they're in here comparing Zeke to Rupert. And I actually really like that.
Rupert.
He was
So
season...
I don't think I saw that season.
Yes, you did. Everyone has seen his season. What season was that? You guys will tell me. You guys, what season was Rupert on?
You know what is interesting to me, we'll wait for them to answer, is that I did see a lot of comparisons between this season and last season, for those of you guys that did watch last season. Like, I felt like Hannah was a huge parallel of Aubrey from last season. And there were a couple more as I went through that I was thinking about that. And I don't know, it just seems like, like Jess was kind of like
He's the very first
Michelle.
Yeah, he's
So I don't
won.
know. I thought it was kind of
Rupert won.
Doesn't know
season
Rupert.
1.
He's the winner
I
in season
kind of
1.
started watching it I watched like season 1 like years and years and years ago, and then I
But he was like crazy, the wild hair, tie-dye.
I'm gonna need to
He
look him
ran for
up.
governor of a state
He's
in
like
2012.
super dope. Thank you guys. You guys are
But he's
awesome.
not that
I love
wild,
the live
though.
chat, guys. No, not necessarily wild, but he has like that same spirit as Rupert does. Which I think that maybe that's why I like him. You guys are awesome.
I see him.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know who we're talking about. But yeah, so
Did you notice parallels from like last season? Did you see last season?
I did see last season.
See,
so
I thought Aubrey and Hannah were kind of the same. I think there's
well,
some
I mean, it's a TV show, so
Yeah,
you're always going to have certain
That
people
one
that
person.
fall into like different
They're gonna cast the
typecasts. Like you
stereotypes.
can't
Sure.
help that. But I thought it was really, really interesting that the entire Gen X group, besides for the standouts like Ken, I'm going to continue to say Ken. I really like Brett, but everyone else in Gen X, no one really stood out to me.
right. I mean,
But I feel like there are a lot of like standouts in the Millennial tribe,
well, I was really
personality-wise. I mean.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I thought that Cece was going to be a real strong player. Like, she just kind of seemed like it. And then all of a sudden, she was getting all these votes at the end.
So
Which
I
was
wonder if
shocking.
something happened like behind the scenes that they didn't get a chance to show in this first episode.
David only
because
got 1 vote.
Her spirit looked down, and then she got 3 votes, and I was like, was there a conversation that happened?
Right.
Was it because she was close to Rachel?
She was, now that I remember, she was included in a talk with Rachel. Wasn't she right when they were discussing who was going to happen?
Right.
It was her.
Yeah, and Rachel was kind of saying like, "Do you know what's going on?" And Cece was like, "I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
But when
so maybe
when the
there was
team
something before that.
Well, when they were on the poll, Cece's name never came up.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was really random.
And
that
they said they were
threw
going
out
to
there.
split the vote between Rachel and David, and then they ended up splitting the vote between Cece and Rachel,
Right.
basically.
Right.
Very strange.
So I think that'll be more there, but I just feel like from the beginning of when the show started to when they were at the tribal council, Cece just kind of looked very down. So I don't know if it was the weather or just, the pressure of, being at day 3.
She didn't
I
seem
don't know.
surprised when she got votes, though.
No, she kind of just sat there like, But how do you handle that when you've been at tribal council and you aren't expecting to get any votes?
What are you going to be like,
Because I'm like, I can only imagine Sunday and Cece going back tonight and kind of having, someone explain to me what happened.
But it made a little more, I mean, I didn't think that Cece was going to get the votes, but now that she did and she was split with Rachel, it made a little bit more sense because those two were together. So they were like, okay, we'll just split it between the two of them, whatever. But the fact that Sunday, and David knew that he was getting votes also, but the fact that Sunday got 1 vote, it's like, who was that one person? If I was her,
What
then
did
I would
she-
go back and be like,
Right,
excuse me?
Right. Well, it could have been Rachel for that matter. Rachel didn't know who
That's true. You have
whose name to write
Rachel
down.
and David who both have to cast a vote.
But wouldn't
So-
Rachel go up to someone and be like, who are we voting for?
Okay, so if we were there and they said, okay, it's between David and Rachel, I'm voting out David. Because it seems like David didn't pack his Xanax prescription and he's losing.
He was fine with leaving.
He was
Well,
totally fine.
He was
all
fine,
right.
but
He gave his goodbye speech, and I was like, let him go.
he did say, he was like, hey, if you guys are going to vote for me, like, I don't think you should, but if you do, it's fine. I'm like, don't say that. But the thing is, with David and Rachel, I feel like David is a lot more passionate about the game, and he would try to do a better job. Rachel, as I feel like she might just be that annoying girl down the road. Like, who was that one girl 2 seasons ago that they just kept bringing? Oh, Abby Maria. And they kept bringing her freaking along the whole way.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would
her.
rather I wanted Abby to just be voted out that first episode like she was supposed to be. And she kept going and going and going and going, and it just was so annoying. And it's like, Rachel's already annoying everybody. Just get her out. She didn't do good on the challenge. Just get her out of the way, and then we don't have to deal with her again.
But I feel like that was the same thing with David. I mean, what is he bringing to the table?
But he didn't do bad in the challenge.
He couldn't. He
didn't know the
couldn't
puzzle.
even stand them.
He was the
hacking
first
at
part
some
of the
doggone
puzzle.
bamboo
Because he was the puzzle master that he said, and
failed.
yeah, he failed.
But everybody was still putting on Rachel's back, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I really do think that Jeff threw Rachel under the bus. When he made that comment about her letting the team down, like with the puzzle,
He did. Yeah, when she
he
was making
totally
the comments.
threw her under the bus, and I think
he's like, oh,
that
Rachel
subconsciously
really
like
putting her
got
from
into
the
everybody's
sidelines.
head.
Wait, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
I was like,
catch up.
You're like,
Catch up.
which
which one's name is Jeff? Like, I'm still trying to get used to all the players. But he did, and she goes,
did.
wait, I didn't.
Right, I helped. I started this, and
Yeah.
I think that's like what
He
started
goes,
the doubt.
Rachel did nothing today.
I'm putting
Which
this
is
all on
amazing
Jeff.
because it's like one comment like that, and people right
It'll
away, they don't
catch.
know each other that well.
They're strangers.
And so they will just
sucks.
join up with whatever.
Being voted out the first person. Damn. Okay, that was a little bit about Gen X more, but you had said before that you didn't notice as many standouts on Gen X, but you noticed a lot of standouts on Millennials. So who do you guys think are like the strongest standouts for the Millennial group?
I have notes. I have stars. I definitely think that Zeke is going to be around for a while.
He's
I
a
think
likable
being
guy.
able to be likable, to take charge,
He
the only
helped.
person that can get fire right now.
I'm calling that Zeke's in the top 3.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm coming out
take
already.
that. I will take
I mean,
that.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
You don't disagree?
It's not that I can't
I wish we
see
would have
it.
done a fantasy.
We should have done.
I know.
Okay,
We still
by
can,
next
we?
week.
Okay.
I'm going to note to self, put
Note.
together a fantasy.
Okay, yes. Yes. I feel like, I think that while Figgy is kind of a strong player right now, she's going to be getting a little bit on the nerves of some people.
I don't even. Okay, personality wise, I definitely think Figgy is going to get on people's nerves. But I think what's really going to be her nail in her coffin is the fact that she's isolating herself so much
With the popular
with the
people.
popular boys, and it's kind of making people feel uncomfortable. I think even when you have like-minded people and you're on a show like Survivor, you still have to find yourself like spreading your love to everybody. Spread your love to everyone.
Think about, Jason and Scott last season.
Yes.
They did the exact same thing and got totally ousted for it. And I feel like that's the same thing that's going on with the 2 frat bros and
It makes
figuring
people
out.
paranoid.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you got to be able to play all sides.
Yeah.
Well, speaking, you're talking about the fantasy. You don't have to wait until next week to
Oh.
have this fantasy. There's actually a different type of fantasy football that you can play. DraftKings, you can win money. It's like Survivor. There's a fantasy that we're talking about. You can, picking who we think will win. Same with DraftKings.com. $1 million in prizes that they're giving away. Just this week, it's the destination for 1 week fantasy football. You can choose your players, draft your team, follow the action live, renew old rivalries with friends, family. This is so similar. Rivalries.
Yeah.
You know,
into
pick
it.
who
It
you
is.
want, win your money.
It's
Don't
why
wait.
you like Survivor, why you like football. It's the same
Exactly.
type of thing.
Who doesn't like this type of competition? So if you enter the promo code GEEK, you can play for free with your first deposit. It's $1 million, people. Why would you even
I'm
just
into
want to
it.
give it a play?
You heard him.
So only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Eligibility. Yeah, well, you can't just give $1 million to everybody. I'm pretty sure you got to be over 18.
Yeah, well, hey, so what's his name could win?
But
there
hey,
18-year-old
that's
Will?
right. So everyone
Will Wall.
technically on Survivor
Yeah.
could play and win.
Will Wall, that's a name, isn't it?
Will Wall.
It's like Paul Wall. Okay, anyways,
Say that 5 times fast.
no.
I was getting ready to try. I was like,
You're like, wait.
Will Wall, Will Wall, Will Wall,
No.
Will Wall, Will Wall.
so I'm really serious about figuring out this fantasy draft for Survivor. So start thinking of your list.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Yep.
all
But who
start
gets to go
thinking.
first? Because we both know who we want to pick.
Right. Well, if I'm
We'll
putting
do a
it
draw.
together,
We'll do a draw.
Don't
No,
give
no,
it
no.
away. Stop.
No,
Stop.
we'll do a draw.
Well, if I'm gonna put it together, I should be able to pick first. And if I pick first,
Oh
I'm taking
my.
Zeke. I called it.
Oh
Zeke is
my.
mine.
Oh God. Okay, well we'll see. Maybe we should just do a drawing so it's even. I guess if you're putting it together.
Okay.
This,
just
uh,
Zeke,
we'll
Zeke
talk.
and Ken are mine.
If you get Zeke, I get
Gisela
Ken.
said I had Cece in my fantasy, so I was really worried.
Oh.
This close.
But
I hope nobody
This
had Rachel.
close.
I don't think that Ken is the person that'll win
Ugh.
though.
Oh
to be
no,
honest.
definitely not. I
Yeah.
think especially when we get to the point where the tribes merge,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he'll put everybody off because he's so
Yeah.
freaking gorgeous.
He's
Figgy-
too standout-ish.
Yeah.
Figgy also reminds me a little bit of Michelle last season. She's a bartender. She's young. She's pretty. Kind of the same thing. You weren't happy about Michelle's win? Yeah. Yeah, just a little. But the thing with Figgy, though, that I feel like going back to what we were saying about
Yeah.
her, I feel like something that she says, oh, I'm beautiful. I know I'm really good looking and I can manipulate men. I mean, I think it seems like she thinks that that's really going to be in her favor. I think it
Yeah.
could be, but I also think it's going to really turn the girls off.
I think it's one of those things that it's like a typical millennial thing. Like, it'll help you out right away.
Right.
It'll hurt
But
you
it
real
will
bad.
hurt you down the road. It'll get you some social followers, while you're doing this
Yeah.
show for the first couple weeks.
That's for damn sure.
But not going to get you $1 million, which is why you got to go to DraftKings.
Yeah. So while we're still talking about standouts on Millennials, any other standouts you guys think besides Zeke?
yes.
Maybe Figgy.
I really like.
I think
what was the girl with the? Why can't I? Because she stood out, but she didn't stand out.
Michelle, missionary recruiter.
Missionary recruiter is Michelle. So Hannah.
Here you go. Look at your.
Oh, Hannah's
pictures.
the one that I was saying is like Aubrey last year, the barista, the curly hair.
Yes,
Right here?
I like her, the barista.
Hannah.
I think she can do a good job.
I like her because she really understands playing both sides. She's gone to the people who have been outcasted by the beautiful circle of 5, 4, but she's trying to get together the people who really haven't aligned yet, and I think that's really going to play in her favor because she then allowed Mari to kind of do her dirty work to then go spread that around to the rest of the tribe.
And she didn't have to
And
do
she
the
didn't
dirty
have to. So I think that's crucial for your Survivor social game is not getting the, conspiracies.
Yeah. You notice even in the intro, she was talking with, who was it? She was talking with Michelle about like, oh, what does your job do? And she seemed just very conversational and genuine.
I think that Michelle might be good too, to be honest, because she was saying, I'm a missionary recruiter. I feel like people really trust me, and you could see people were gravitating towards her.
Right.
So,
Some people are saying old Jessica for the Gen X, Jessica Lewis. Other people here.
Oh, by the way, Jessica got the legacy advantage.
She did.
Yes,
which
she
we
did.
didn't talk about. So I guess in this season of Survivor,
Old Jessica.
Yeah,
Does that
old-
mean should
old
we give her
Jessica.
another name, you guys?
Gen X Jessica.
I don't
Gen
like
X
that either.
Jess.
Gen Jess.
Ginja.
Gen X Jess. I
That's
like
a
Gen
Gen
X
X
Jess.
Jess.
Okay, we're gonna call her Gin Jess.
Gin Jess got a legacy
Ginger. I'm gonna
advantage.
start calling her
Ginger.
Ginger.
Which means that apparently in this season, if you're still here on day 36, then you get an
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, we don't know what
I
it
feel
is.
like that's
but-
playing a real long game.
36?
Well,
There's
no, no,
39
no.
days.
Well, no,
Right.
but if she gets voted off, she
She
has
can
to
give it to
transfer.
somebody else.
She has to.
She has to.
Okay, okay.
But
So
I'm just
it
saying,
will
like,
be
wouldn't she
around.
be pissed off if that was what she found in the tree?
Would I be pissed off if I found an advantage on this game? No,
But
I
it's
would
not an
not.
advantage that's going to help you right now.
Wow, that's a very millennial view, Dom.
Here's the thing: you have to play the short and long game.
You do.
Yeah. No, it's
But
true.
if
It's true.
you
But that's
get-
a really long game.
That's
I
a
mean, obviously you
long
want to make
game.
it there. But that's the thing is like the fact that she has to give it to someone else. What really made us mad last season was that all these people were leaving with immunity
With
idols
idols.
in their pockets. And I think it's better this time that they're like,
talk
okay, you
about
have
last
to give it
season.
away.
You have to pass
Oh,
it
last-
along.
Cannot talk
Aubrey
about
should have
last
won.
season.
Just throwing it out there. Anyways,
Someone else here, by the way, said Mari, Ken, Adam, and Jessica. I don't know whether it's
Ooh.
Gen Jess or Mil Jess.
We got it. We got to know what Jess we're talking about, guys.
you said Mari, Ken, Jessica,
I do like
and
Mari.
That's what Sheena123 says.
Sheena,
I do like.
Sheena 1, 2, 3.
She told us to tell you hello
He.
a while ago.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I did
wasn't
that.
paying
I did
attention.
that last time. Anyways, Sheena, I'm happy to see you back. But the thing is, what was I gonna say?
We were talking
Mari.
about Mari.
I think Mari's gonna be a great player.
I think she is too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she plays games for a living. How can she not figure this out?
she's very
Right.
I will be very
strategically
disappointed.
oriented.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put some money on her too.
let's do it.
Yeah,
We got a
she's good.
poll going. We're legit gonna bet on Survivor.
Yeah.
Are you in?
So, we got that social security card out on the
Right.
table.
Just gave us.
I'm gonna be
everything.
honest. There
I'm
is
into it.
actually no American dollars in here. There's 2,000 Japanese yen.
Okay,
Would we
I'll
like
take
to
it.
place 2,000 Japanese yen on this?
Unhelpful.
I'll take it.
But I
It
will
sounds
take
like a
it.
lot, but it's only $20.
Oh,
I'm definitely going to Japan in a few weeks. I would. say.
Really?
Yeah.
there
You can
go.
buy it from me.
Side note.
So another thing with the Millennials versus the Gen X situation
I
is
still don't feel like none of us have come up with a solid like 2
No.
or 3 for Gen X.
No,
guys
I also like. I think where is he? Oh, for Gen X, sorry. Oh, for Millennials, I was gonna say. I actually like Adam. I feel like he was just a very like quiet. He wasn't like on the forefront, but I feel like they talk with him a lot. He seemed like he kind of knew what he was doing to an extent. It seemed like he had a
Yeah.
level head on his shoulders.
You know who might be okay
I really
is
like
Chris.
Brett.
Yeah, I like Brett too.
Brett was my favorite. I loved how cool-headed he was when David, got very paranoid-ish. I like how he took charge in the
Yeah.
water. about okay, who are we voting out tonight? Let's be on one accord. I love good leadership when it comes to Survivor. Maybe because I'm a leader.
Maybe.
No, that's not it.
That's not it. No, so I like Brett. You guys, I'm really trying hard to find at least like 3 people I like on Gen X.
What do you guys think about Chris? He was a little...
Was he the ginger?
Yeah. He was the one that Michelle or Rachel was yelling at. Yeah, he's a trial lawyer. He's 38. I think he might do okay. He seems strong. He seems like a good guy.
Chris, background.
Oh, that Chris.
He seemed... Okay. Yeah.
What's the...
He seems like a daunting figure, too. Just, I mean, he's a big guy.
I like him, though.
No, yeah. I think that will work to his advantage. He doesn't seem like he's afraid of a whole lot. Yeah.
Doesn't take shit.
Yeah, he's a trial lawyer. He's used to pressure situations.
I really like him. I think Paul might shoot himself in the foot. So at the very beginning, when the tribe first got there and they were trying to build their hut, he, had a lot of ideas about building that just kind of seemed like it wasn't really thought through so I don't know. I'm still going to be waiting. And then his kind of speech when they first got there just seemed a little bit too much like he was trying to force his authority because he's the oldest.
See, I feel like Zeke, on the other hand, like he didn't force his authority and it just happened naturally.
It did.
Yes, natural leaders.
The thing between the two of them is I feel like the Millennials are so intent on like proving the conceptions wrong. You know what I mean? Like, but then they haven't proved anything wrong. Yes. Like, they couldn't build their shelter. They couldn't. They just jumped in the water and like were free birds. You know what I'm saying? And like
that night looked miserable.
It did. But I feel like the Gen Xers, even Ken, especially because he is younger, was saying, we can't underestimate them. And they're saying it's a hands versus minds thing. I don't know. I mean, like, do you guys think that like who is your? If you had to pick one person to win, not specifically, but just either Gen X or Millennial, what is it going to be?
I would say it's a...
That's hard.
I'm going to go with Millennial.
Me too.
Just because I feel like they... obviously coming into this, looking at this, we knew it was going to be, they have the 2 groups, the young and the old. We knew it was going to be either probably a young, older person or an older, young person. Because you have to be able to blend and get along in the end with everyone. And so that's why I think we're talking Zeke, we're talking Ken... People who it seems like they can blend both groups and understand, both the work ethic and the nature of, we can prove each other wrong.
I'm going to say we have 2 Millennials and a Gen X in the top 3.
I can see that.
What do you say?
That's a check I'm not ready to write.
Okay, all right.
So give me more time on that. Just because right now, I'm looking at the merger as well. And right now, there's only one person on the Millennials that I could see surviving the merger really well, being able to kind of just vibe with anybody. Whereas when it comes to Gen X,
Zeke,
of course.
Okay.
But when it comes to Gen X, there are about 2 or 3 people that I think could vibe well with
I feel like
pretty much anybody.
I feel like Cece, Michaela. Could, but
on the Millennials.
I feel like I don't know if she would make it that far. Though.
I think she will make it that far. I think I really want to have faith in Michelle, but I think what might hurt her overall is her relationship and how tight she gets with Figgy and Jay and Adam.
Yeah,
I feel like Michelle might be too nice that it might work against her a little bit.
I can see Hannah though. I think
I can see Hannah too.
I can see Hannah.
I think Hannah would work very well.
It's evolving, so give me until next week, and then I'll be ready.
Okay. Real quick, can we just talk about how this was the first time ever in 33 years that they were actually evacuated from the beach?
Yes.
I just thought that was a little interesting, and then the tree literally fell in the shelter, and just wanted to bring that up.
Which
so I thought it was
actually this. To an extent, I even think like the whole episode, and I want to get you guys' take on this and everyone out there too. Did you feel like the whole episode was maybe shifted a little against the Gen X? That it was kind of favoring...
You're talking about the immunity challenge.
You're talking about the immunity challenge, but even like they were so much more well prepared in building their home and building their shelter, and then both just had to up and leave.
Oh... You're saying they built this great shelter and then a tree fell on it, that's it?
They actually had a decent shelter before.
But that's something that couldn't have ever been foreseen.
Right.
You know, like I think you're like before you were mentioning how the immunity challenge,
which was very
centered towards millennials because it was a lot smaller. Everybody in the millennials is super small.
And I think just in general, coming into it, a lot of people were like, oh, thinking that the millennials are going to lose, and they specifically kind of planned it so that they would win. And that's just the way I look at it.
Well, we know they're not rigging the game so that one tribal wins over the other.
Well, millennials also had a lot more puzzle pieces.
Yeah, no. But I mean, it was a very physically dominated.
They also had a lot more puzzle pieces, and they still figured it out, right?
No, they had less.
Oh,
they only
Gen X had more puzzle
took the one short.
Gen X had 70 pieces, and millennials had 60.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I guess.
I did like to see. I don't know. I'm really, really confused as to what Gen X went into tribal council thinking. And it's really kind of leaving a big question mark
with the
in
votes.
my head. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? Let us know in the live chat. I mean, we are kind of confused, but a lot of times I feel like that happens is we like think it's gonna be this person or this person, and then you go in and they don't show that in the show. They don't show what the conversation was all the time right before, because obviously they were having conversations about CC and we didn't see any of it. So I don't know.
And she was quiet, so you never know if she was like thinking that she did something wrong and was playing it really low key, just like Rachel was.
Yeah, you never know. Also, something we were debating about. Wait, go ahead, because
I was just gonna say somebody said the millennials are just more fun to watch, and I agree 1,000%.
I can believe that. Yeah.
They really do kind of play into the stereotypes of being a millennial. And so I think they're just a tad bit more interesting. And they have just a little bit more personality. I said that earlier, that a lot of the Gen X people really weren't sticking out to me personality-wise. So
that's true. With their jobs, their occupations, the way they act.
Right. I'm hoping that maybe, we begin to see a little bit more feistiness now that Gen X is going to go back to their tribe, and they're gonna kind of have a lovely conversation about what kind of transpired, because you could tell in Sunday's face that she was pissed.
Yeah.
Like
that one
it
vote.
could have been 6, but that one vote, you could tell all in her face, like, oh yeah, I got your number.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready for it.
I think something else I pointed out was even when the Gen X was building the home, like they're almost too had blinders on. Like every single one of them is thinking that they're the one who can do it.
Right.
And so I think that almost hurts them a little bit that nobody does stand out, because they're not picking like a specific leader. I mean, obviously with the millennials, we look at it and we're like, oh, it's Zeke. He seemed to be the leader.
But it took a second for that to happen too.
Right.
Yeah, but with the Gen X, I still looking at it, and it's like there's so many power people, leaders,
right,
that not having any one dominant person, and they all think that they've done it before, and so they can do it.
I feel like
that's a good point.
That's true. They were saying they all work with their hands, like that's what they're good at.
Yeah, and so I feel like that could lead to some conflict.
Yeah, I guess we'll see going forward. Do you guys have any? I mean, we're running out of time a little bit, but do you guys have any last thoughts before we go into predictions?
Are we already at predictions?
Yeah.
That went by so fast.
That's the thing. Does anybody else? Did I miss anything? What else can we talk about?
Question. So the challenge: would you have taken both shortcuts? Would you have taken one shortcut?
Oh.
What would you have done?
I would have probably taken the one that the millennials did. I would have tried to get as least short amount of shortcuts as possible.
Oh. I really like Sheena.
Sheena's great.
Like, I just want to let you know that I love you. He's really keeping me up on these votes. And so he said it was Rachel that voted for Sunday, which now totally makes sense, because who else would Rachel have voted for?
Why wouldn't Rachel vote for David?
Because she wasn't in on the fact that...
So she was like, I don't know who I'm voting for. I'm just going to randomly vote for Sunday.
Think about it like this. Okay, so when David got really paranoid, none of the girls were around, so she probably had no clue about him being paranoid until they got to Tribal, when he kind of made his speech about... I am my own worst enemy.
But he was saying all that, and he said, I might be going home tonight. I might be getting some votes, blah, blah, blah. If I heard that and I didn't know who I was voting for, I would instantly vote for him.
But I also don't think Rachel was all that smart. So I think that plays into her not picking up on that social cue that she should have put David.
Because what was it? 3 votes David, or 3 votes Rachel, or 4 votes? 4 votes Rachel, 1 vote David. Yeah, I don't know. There was only 1 vote David.
It was 5 Rachel.
Was there 1 vote David or 2 votes David?
1 vote.
Only
vote. 1.
So who was that then? Sheena, who is that?
Sheena will tell us.
Sheena, you should be a guest on the show sometime.
Let us know.
I don't know, guys.
Sheena even said who voted for Dave.
Okay, so if you guys know, let us know.
Mary Duda 40.
You know what? This is our problem. Is we had to come into the show and we didn't watch the last thing when they show all the votes. Otherwise, we would know this.
Yeah, because we didn't expect it to be
because
an hour and a half.
disclosure.
We were
Full disclosure, we didn't know
we're
it
running
was a
late.
90-minute episode.
Yeah.
So we fast
because normally
forwarded
I'll
through
sit
the
down and
last
I'll write down who
Me
all
too.
got voted for. So next week,
My notes are
don't
scattered,
judge us off
guys.
this. But anyways. Oh, real quick, also, if anybody knows, do the survivors get to wear what they want to wear on the beach when they first get there, or do the producers tell them what to wear based on their personality and their stereotype?
I have to think that they're not in that much control.
Because I just don't think Ken would have just worn these tight-ass jeans.
Well,
Like, I mean, yeah, he's a model, so maybe they wanted him to wear these
That's the
jeans.
only jeans
if
he
I'm
has.
going to a beach, I'm not wearing jeans. I'm wearing sweaters on sweaters.
Can we talk about him saying that he was off the grid and then he said Maui and I was like,
Wait, you're off the grid in
yeah, I lived off the
where
grid,
was
you
he
know,
off the
on
grid in
Maui.
Maui?
What? Maui's
I
not
still
that
Gotta
love
big.
him.
traveling. Yeah, who knows?
Probably.
I mean, how is he a
Lucy.
model then if he's
We
off the
didn't
grid?
even talk about Lucy.
Sorry. Obviously, she didn't stand out to me because she didn't.
Lucy,
Can we
yeah.
talk about how everyone else has these nice faces in their pictures, and then Lucy has this scowl?
Lucy, but every single shot, Lucy looked like she was giving somebody the stank face.
So maybe they're trying to make her
I
into the
wonder,
big
right?
villain.
So I wonder if that's going to be like her character throughout the season. Is that
Right.
she's kind of bitchy.
So there you go, resting B face.
She
Yeah.
did.
They literally put her in a
Sheena.
scowl on her face all
Yeah.
over CBS. So
Yeah.
I guess she
I'm
might be a
telling
villain.
you have to fit a mold.
Yeah, you
And
do.
That's,
You
that's
do.
definitely.
What's
her
your mold if you go on
character.
Survivor?
I have a few.
Old soul.
I have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys
I
will
would
find
definitely
out.
try to be that Zeke role, like you
Yeah.
know, fly under
Yeah.
the radar,
Mm-hmm.
but then the leadership flag will start to
He
wave.
seemed like he listens and then he reacts.
I wonder
But
how it's
see,
going to be going forward, though.
I'm not really good on bull crap. I'm trying really hard not to curse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think that I could be a Lucy and
Right.
have a resting
Be a Lucy.
bitch face.
We haven't even seen anything of Lucy yet, and we're all like just
We
calling her
all
out.
know that she's.
We'll see.
We've just called it. I'm
Yeah.
writing it on my paper.
We called it. All right.
So I'll be interested. So several things interested to see. Obviously the clique of popular people.
Sure.
I want to see how long that. I don't see that lasting.
I
very
don't see it
long.
lasting either because I'm just going off of like the last season situations with that, but who knows? We'll see.
James Bryan said that Cece was the one who voted for David.
Okay. Wow, that's loud. Sorry.
And
that
that
makes sense.
producers only okay the wardrobe, but they don't tell them what to wear.
Okay. Yeah, I would wear like
See,
6 sweaters so that when it's cold, I have
What's
sweaters.
his name though for the Gen X? Frickin' was rolling up in a dress shirt and a sports coat. I mean,
Oh, David. He had a sports coat on.
yeah, but if you're going
Have
to
we not
He's
already,
a TV writer.
Have
He
we
has to have a
not
sports
already
coat.
established that
No, David
is
did.
not here?
No,
yet or prepared?
no, David did, but so did one of the other.
I really felt like it was the 18-year-old who had like a dress shirt.
No.
on. That's not a dress
No,
shirt. Really.
no,
That's
no,
a
no, no,
flannel.
He's
no.
got to be wearing Hollister
No,
and
this
some
is
stuff.
not
He's still in
what
high
they
school, you
wore.
guys.
No, but I'm saying that's his main shirt. They all have on pieces
No, I
of
think
what
it was
they came
Chris.
in there
I
with.
think Chris had
can we
on
just- why-
literally. No, he had like on it was like a bluish tint sport. Like
Wearing a
nice
sports coat
sport
might not
coat.
be the worst decision because
That's like
it'll
a
keep you
jacket.
warm.
Thank
I'll
you.
take
I
it.
use
The
it as a
jeans would never
pillow.
dry. That's the freaking problem.
I would never
No,
wear
they-
jeans
they
on Survivor.
would.
Jeans?
After like
Have
days.
you had on wet jeans?
So we think that Ken's just gonna be in his underwear the
what
rest
do
of
you
the time. I
wear
mean,
for
I'm
pants?
fine
And
with
his
that.
underwear
I'm
right
fine with
here.
that.
Oh, I
So
can't
what
move
do
it.
you-
Yeah, I'm fine, but I mean,
So what do you wear? What's your go?
I would
Okay,
wear-
I already have an outfit together.
I would
if
wear like
go.
like
Hanging
yoga
up in the closet?
capris.
Wait.
I would wear like yoga capris probably or short. It depends. Like or like
I have
yoga
this so
shorts.
planned out. I'm so excited.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Wait, now I'm nervous. I would have a couple sweaters on. I don't know. What would you wear?
Okay.
Let's
Are
see
you guys
your
ready?
outfit.
Yes.
It's so good. Okay. I'm going to wear hiking boots.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
wearing compression socks that I can either scrunch up or pull all the way up with spandex under my pants.
Yes.
And then I'm wearing my trusty cargo pants that zip into shorts.
So you're
'Cause I
wearing.
have
From the
now
90s?
3 pairs of pants.
Wait.
I'm
What
wearing-
pairs of pants are you wearing over the compression shorts under the cargo pants?
The cargo pants are under, the cargo pants are over my spandex.
But you said 3 pairs of pants.
the socks.
Because my cargo pants zip at the knees.
Okay,
and they turn
so it can be
into
shorts or pants.
Yes, because you got to be
Yeah,
versatile. And I have lots of
until the
pockets.
Versatile.
until the zipper gets rusty and
Stop
breaks.
it! Don't.
She'll
I'm
figure
just
that
saying.
out.
Don't
Okay,
rain on my parade.
what on top?
Then I'm gonna wear a tank underneath with my shirt that I got from Nike. That's like V-neck and it pulls over and it's kind
a
of
tank
thin.
top?
It's the thing. My running shirt. It's a running shirt and you can. It's
A
really
tank top
good.
though or short sleeve?
It's long sleeves with my little.
Okay, with
my
your little
arm
holes,
thingies,
yes,
and
it's
I
gotta
have
be
a
comfortable.
hood
Okay.
with a sweatshirt
So,
over that.
Well, are you wearing a
Here's the
regular
thing,
bra or a
I feel-
sports bra?
I
Sports
feel like
bra.
that would get vetoed.
All these girls are wearing these nice ass bras, and I'm like,
going out with your Victoria's Secret demi bra.
Here's the
on?
That
thing.
one girl
I
had it.
feel
She had a
like
pink
there
one.
is a certain veto that they would look at your outfit and be like,
No.
that's too much.
I'm anemic. Let me live.
let me live. So
Let
you're
me
wearing a
live.
sports bra with a tank top with a running
Yes.
a running shirt
Yes.
with a pullover on and then a sweatshirt on top. You're gonna jump into the water like that, swim, get some chickens. Okay. All right. I mean, that's what I would want to do too. I would want
And
lots
you're
of
gonna
sweaters.
watch. You're gonna watch me the whole 39 days. Like I've not seen her wear the same outfit twice. Who wore it better? Survivor
More
edition.
better. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
You got versatility for every season.
I'm
Of Survivor.
ready for like whatever weather we're
Are
going
you wearing
through.
a hat
I'm
too,
going
like
to
a
be ready.
toboggan? Do you have your toboggan ready?
Totally wearing a
Whatever
hat.
comes your way.
Scarf?
Yeah.
You can scrunch up into
I
a
would wear a
pillow.
scarf,
I
but
don't
then you're gonna
know.
be in the water trying to get the chickens, and your scarf's gonna be going everywhere.
I'm
You gotta think about
I'm
that.
going to grab the chicken with my scarf.
But when you think about this too, okay, that's good.
Right.
It's like
I've
people
thought about
wear
it. I've thought
people
about
wear
it
this stuff
all.
to jump into the water, and it's like, okay, that's one day. Like you can figure it out, and then you have lots of clothes for the rest of the time.
Right. I can be soggy for
I
one
feel like
one
you
day.
can't.
Leave it out
I
to
don't
dry?
know. That's the way I look at it. I
You're
feel
not
like you
the
wouldn't.
wardrobe police.
You're well, not
Not yet.
not ever, probably.
Thank you.
But I feel like there would be otherwise people would be wearing like a couple pairs of socks. You'd be wearing.
would.
Like, yeah, I feel
How are
like
they gonna
there-
know? Are they gonna check your shoes?
Right. You
Maybe.
don't know.
What if you have a knife in there or something?
They're definitely checking for weapons.
Well, they're trying to, so you can. They have machetes, I guess.
After
They do
33
have
seasons,
machetes.
I'm pretty sure that they
have a
it
system.
down pat of what you can and
They
cannot
have a system. Oh
It
gosh.
has to be camera
Okay,
friendly.
we're running out of time, so we're really going to predictions this time.
Okay, prediction.
AfterBuzz
Wear. Quick shout out
TV
to Eric,
prediction.
by the way.
Yes, Eric
Because
was awesome.
he's been loyal on our live chat.
Yeah.
Shout out.
You guys are the best. We appreciate it.
Just Sheldon has been too.
Okay, predictions for next week. Who do you think's going home? It's early to tell,
Okay,
right?
you have to have two because we don't know what
Right.
tribe is gonna win.
Well, first, which tribe do you think's gonna win?
Okay.
I see the Gen X winning next week
Okay.
because I
Nope.
think they'll favor
I'm
the
going with the
challenge.
millennials.
I think
Again.
millennials too,
Yes.
because they got an
Okay.
extra person. I don't know.
They're gonna have to
doesn't
sit
matter.
out. They're gonna
Yeah.
have to sit out a person because they have somebody extra. But do you guys always notice how whoever loses first comes back in with like this, like I'm a victim mentality, and so they act like they don't know how to play the game,
Right.
even though they really could have won.
Right.
Think about the Bronze team.
They sucked for, like-
we just thought that they were going to dominate, and they just
They
got
lost,
out
like,
there and they were
4
like.
4 in a row or something.
Yeah. It's horrible. So for that reason, I'm picking millennials,
Okay.
which means Gen X is going back to tribal council, and I'm predicting it's
that's-
going to be a tie between.
A tie.
Well, I don't. I'm just don't. I'm not ready to pick one person. So I'm gonna go between Paul and David.
Oh. Paul and David?
Wait, not Adam?
Wait, who's David? Oh,
Or not Adam?
David.
I feel like
David. Yeah, that's
you know,
right. Yeah.
by
I
day
was thinking-
7, David's withdrawals from his lack of Xanax is
Yeah.
really gonna get on everything.
I don't know. I think David might make it a little farther than we thought. Now that he made it past the first push.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Think about Abby Maria.
Abby was not as bad as I feel like David is going to be.
Because, well, David's not like, Abby was just a huge, like, biatch, but David's just more, like, paranoid about everything. And he's hunting for the
Right.
idols. People don't like that.
I mean, and he's not contributing. So you have to be able to bring something to the table.
That's
You have
true.
to have a social game.
That's
You
true.
have to have
Yep.
a physical game, or you just have to be a likable person. And I'm not seeing where David can bring me any of those three. I'm willing to have an open mind.
I'm willing to listen.
Willing
if you
to
can show me,
listen.
David.
But I don't see it. So, Michael.
Well, if I pick Gen X to win, then I'm probably. I don't want to completely go. It's either I'd say Will Wall or Figgy.
Vicky, wow.
I just see people turning against her. I'm wondering how
Not the cool kids.
how soon it will be. Well, no, I think that they already had that bond. I think before her.
Okay, let's pause.
But they love her.
So we'll be bros before hoes. Or
There is
what's
one girl that we have not mentioned at all on the Millennials.
No, we mentioned Michelle.
We mentioned Michelle.
We mentioned Michelle.
What's her name?
Here, look.
Michaela.
Michaela?
Yeah, that's why I said Michaela was someone who I think
We haven't really mentioned
We
Michaela,
haven't
to be
mentioned
honest.
Michaela whatsoever.
She's convincing. She's in that vacation sales club. Have you guys ever gone on one of those tours?
Interestingly enough, though, do you remember her in the... I know we're supposed to be doing predictions, but do you remember her in the first scene, how everyone was kind of standing around trying to decide if they were going to take the flippers or the chicken, and she was like, we all don't have to be standing here.
Okay.
First of all, that would have been me, because seriously, like
get
come
it
on,
together,
we only
get
have
it
2
together.
minutes. But what I thought was interesting was that after that moment, she's turned into like a complete like mute. Like I haven't heard like 1 or 2 sentences from her.
Yeah.
And that could turn, if you don't make relationships, you're an easy
It's
target.
young enough, though, I think.
But I feel like some episodes too, especially since it's the first one, like if you're not doing anything like crazy, like being like David, and they just don't show you as much. Like,
but if we're all loving each other right now,
Yeah.
and we randomly get, we lose and we have to make a quick draw decision, I'm going with the one person's name that I can't remember.
sure, yeah.
Because
That's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
She
I think
needs some
they all. I
relationships,
think
so I
they
like
all
her.
remember though.
You think so?
We'll see.
Because
Yeah, more than us.
for the first few days, I'd like write your name in a Sharpie on your arm because I'm that bad with names.
Okay, predict so.
I might go with Adam to go home on Millennials. Adam on Millennials.
Ah,
I mean, he didn't talk at all either.
he
Really?
did
He
every
did?
single interview.
Yeah, you did all the
What?
interviews.
He was giving us a play-by-play of the weather.
Well, you know what? I don't really remember him, so maybe
There we go.
I don't know. He just didn't stand out to me, I guess.
Paige, you weren't listening because
I wasn't watching the whole episode.
He was on it.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think he was very like standoutish to me.
I think
guess.
he did more interviews than he did talking with his fellow castmates.
That's weird. I don't know what I was watching then.
We shall
Your
see.
homework is to go back and rewatch episode 1.
Okay.
I'm going
I just
to
don't
put
think he's
together a
like
fantasy.
I just don't think he's like a standout person. Like I don't know.
I'm half these people aren't
Yeah,
stand.
They're not
It's the
standing.
first
Yeah,
episode.
we're just
They're not
talking
standing out
next
yet.
It's the
week.
first
We're just
episode.
talking
We
next
had to
week,
spend
yeah.
half this episode talking about the cyclone. And so that took up a lot of character development.
Right.
We'll get that next week.
Right.
I'm going to go check out some of these videos of each.
And we're gonna do our fantasy next week.
We're doing
character.
fantasy. Sweet.
There we go.
Boom.
Any more predictions?
That's all I got.
We're all good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Survivor, Season 33, Episode 1, Gen X versus Millennials. Thank you guys so much for joining us, as always. Thank you for everybody that tuned into the live chat. You guys were
Yes.
awesome.
So you guys
Fantastic.
rock. Thank you.
Keep tuning in. Next week, we're going to have the fantasy team. And where can we find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Clouse TV, on Instagram at The Only MC.
That's a lot. You guys can find me
I'm the
on
only one.
Twitter
I took it early.
and Instagram. Same name, Domonique P_ESQ.
That's a lot.
Fancy.
That's not.
That's not.
And you guys can
Fancy.
find me on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Bonanno. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you guys next
Thank
week.
you
Bye,
very much.
guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.